What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons. My name is Chris. I am your fearless leader, and with me today, MasterMind-rebo.
Wubba dubba wub dub.
What was that? Did you put the microphone in your mouth to do that?
No, but it kind of landed there.
That's what it sounded like.
Well, you know, I could re-record that amazing phrase.
I miss your like drunk old man, like in the morning, kind of intro. Like, hey everybody, how's it going?
I could.
When you would say something embarrassing,
yes,
because it's a podcast, it's radio. You would say something. It was like, "Good to see you." Wait, I can't see you.
Yeah. Oh,
I miss those days.
I know, man. You know, really, I was just trying to give the viewers what they want.
The viewers. There it is. There it is. You did it on accident, but you did exactly what I wanted you to do.
See, that is exactly what they wanted to listen to.
Man, I was really hoping you were going to say that's exactly what they wanted to see. But you kind of screwed it up. But anyways. Hey everybody, how's it going? But we are here today not to talk about the fact that podcasts are radio, but to talk about nerdy news. And we're going to hit some headlines here in just a second. But before we do, if you're not following us on the internet, do that. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Between the Cons. You can find us on all three of those. And make sure that if you haven't already, that you leave a review on the podcast app. I just had a hiccup. Leave a review on the podcast app. That's how iTunes, Apple uses like their weird algorithms to sort people and suggest people based on ranking. And like the more reviews you have, the higher you show in the ranks. So it's weird, but be our friends on the internet and review the show. And that being said, we're going to talk about some newsy things, and stick around.
We're going to have a pineapple situation. What should I do? Pineapple. The word that cannot be spoken. Pineapple.
Just want to say pineapple. If
Pineapples are fun. My dad used to throw them at me.
Pineapple.
Seriously? Wow.
Not enough time.
Yes.
Hey everybody. So
now I have to edit you out saying, "Is that enough time?"
I just wanted to.
I'm just gonna leave it in there. We're gonna come back from the segue, and you're just gonna go, "Is that enough time?"
You know, it was kind of me just being a stink bug because I kind of knew it was, but I was just like, I can't.
You're the worst.
The uncomfortable silence, you know, just like, it's been 3 seconds. But hey, once again, the medium of Twitter is just, I mean, I know how many times we've talked about it, but this is the way that you really leak your set news, your photos, and everything's for free. And it gets like so much farther than you ever could with a poster or a commercial. And to that end, it gets people talking. Like, so for example, the movie Shazam, you know, which we've talked lightly about, you know, just because it's going to be some time, but it's just saying like it was revealed that there's a potential Batman tie-in, you know, and it's got people talking solely because a photo of a Gotham news van was revealed on Twitter on the set of Shazam. So at one point the movie's there's gonna be some, you know, correlation to Gotham, and you know it just gets all the fans and us nerds like.
And that's super interesting.
You know,
I wonder if it's like Gotham, just generally, or Gotham like the Gotham TV show.
Yeah. And you think like, okay, so, you know, Shazam really more interacts with Superman, at least, you know, easier in the comic books and some of the like DC movies, but it's just saying, obviously, you know, we're trying to get the league going. So that would be, you know, potential easy tie-in because Batman has to investigate anyone with superpowers because he's Batman and that's just what he does. So.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, it's just such little news, but it's just saying, like, I'm excited about Shazam because I just think it's a cool comic book series.
Yeah, and Zachary Levi, like, can't go wrong there. Friggin'
You really can. You really can.
jeez.
So, but yeah, so we'll have more as they come. But I guess go to Twitter and look up Shazam. And you'll probably find a lot more there. So, or just I don't know, follow us, and we'll keep telling you about it.
Yeah, and we'll just keep retweeting other people's tweets.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll be your vehicle. Just stick with us. Pineapple.
Jessica Jones is out today. Jessica Jones season 2.
Yeah.
Today is the day.
I didn't want to
Thursday, March
yell
8th.
too loud because I know we're both wearing pretty decent headphones and microphones.
Yeah,
but
and you just put your kid to sleep.
that's also
So
very
that would
true.
be counterintuitive to the recording process.
So many levels. So
Just
good
let me
correlation back to the kid. I know last episode we recorded it somehow always had to go back to
everything came back to the Scarlet, yeah.
Yeah. But Jessica Jones,
Scarlet Witchman-Rebo.
Are you gonna binge watch, or are you gonna
I don't
give
know.
it time?
I don't know. It's a weird one because
Yeah.
this weekend we have D&D.
Yep.
But it comes out on Thursday. So I could if Michael Ann and I decided Thursday night we watch maybe two episodes. And that'll put it pretty much right at her bedtime.
Yep.
And then Friday night we watch another 2 episodes, and then Saturday morning we just wake up early and binge the rest before everybody gets here for D&D. We could make it happen. I don't know
what we call that is binge watching family style.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't know if Michael Ann will want to watch it just because it is such an intense show. I don't remember. Oh, actually, yeah. I think we watched the first season when we were dating.
Interesting.
I can't remember actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if it would be something that she would want to watch. So, babe, tweet at us. Let us know. Is Jessica Jones something you'd be interested in watching tonight? When you get home, because it came out today and I have been sitting around all day wanting to watch it.
Yeah.
Without you.
You could also use the medium of texting, but we'd prefer that you tweet, push our publicity and then text.
Can you
tweet,
make a Twitter account, because I know you don't have one, and then use that Twitter account solely to tweet at me, but the podcast, to let me know if you want to watch this tonight. This is how this show goes now. I just talked to my wife 2 days later.
Through the podcast. Yeah, I get it.
We record on Tuesdays, so I'm having conversations with my wife 2 days in the past.
Yeah, wow, that was just a little behind the scenes moment, you know, just giving everyone the inside knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
That's why sometimes we have to apologize for things that we said on the show when it comes to light that they're not true in the 48 hours before we release.
But we're big enough to do that, We're just awesome like that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, Jessica Jones, go watch it. Let us know what you think. Tweet at us. Hit us up on Instagram. I'm probably going to be posting some stuff as I watch through it. Spoiler free, of course. But I'll be posting some stuff as I watch through it. So feel free to respond to any of that. And yeah, I hope it's awesome, because it is my personal favorite MNU series.
Love it.
Pineapple.
All right, so Tommy Wiseau, who is, God love him. In case some of you don't know, he is the director of the just awful film The Room, which actually, gave inspiration to a pretty good film, The Disaster Artist. And so Tommy Wiseau is now launching. I know. He's just I used to love you.
I think I said everything I feel about Tommy Wiseau last week when I was talking about James Franco being cast in, or being shopped for Multiple Man.
Oh no.
Because I would rather watch anyone else in a movie than James Franco, except for Tommy Wiseau. But I hate I hate, like, when I first saw the trailer for The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
Like, I think if my eyes rolled any harder, they would have fallen out of my eye sockets.
Yeah. And that's basically what'll happen with this too. And honestly, it's just an old, tired actor that was never good. He just had money, is trying to get more money. And, I mean, he's rolling off of James winning a Golden Globe, which really had nothing to do with him. And he's hoping that he could make another film. And it's called Scary Love. And, you can't learn a darn thing from the trailer.
The guy's got so much groundswell right now. I mean,
that's all it is.
Like,
that's all it is. And we know
James Franco did him a huge favor in making The Disaster Artist.
Yeah. And also by not letting him speak at the Golden Globe. So, yeah. But pineapple.
Legion Season 2 is coming your way real soon. We got a new trailer and 3 new promos for the new season. If you didn't see Legion Season 1, you need to get your life right and go watch it, because it is fantastic.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm one of the people that need to get my life right, and it's mostly because
I thought you watched it. You texted with us about it.
No, well, I texted you because I watched like the first episode,
my gosh.
Really now my problem is I now have TV channels.
I now have TV channels
and can watch things, but actually when I say I'm an adult, I have someone else's code that provides me with TV channels.
Right.
So I guess I'm really not an adult, and in fact, much closer to a child, in that I don't pay for my own TV.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But back to the
Is it your mom and dad's code?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's another friend. So
that's important.
It's a little bit better. Not much.
Yeah, not much.
Yeah.
But anyways,
David
Haller, Legion, for those of you that don't know, follows the story of David Haller, who's the bastard son of Professor X. David Haller is a man who believed he was schizophrenic, but discovered that he might be the most powerful mutant in the world. In Season 1, he had help from a team of specialists that harnessed his abilities. And he learned that he was being haunted by essentially a malicious parasite that was like invading his brain space and messing with all his business. Now in Season 2, David is, and this is a quote from the plot synopsis because it's super vague and I'm not taking credit for it. But it says, now David is all that stands in the way of Amal Farouk from attaining infinite and world-ending power. And Amal Farouk is being played by Naveed Negaban, which I hope I pronounced right, but let's be honest, I probably didn't.
Dane, let us know.
Dane, let us know. I'm really terrible at this kind of thing, and we all know that. But furthermore, for those of you that don't know who Amal Farouk is, he is also known as the Shadow King. He was a powerful mutant and is from Egypt. He was throughout the X-Men stories. I mean, obviously, because that's where old Legion's from. And his powers are telepathy. He is actually a true Omega telepath, which means he's like super crazy powerful.
Yeah.
And he
world-ending powerful.
World-ending powerful. Yeah. According to Storm, she has said that Shadow King is the most powerful telepath on Earth, with the exception of Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
And he has actually taken control. There was one point where he took control of Black Panther without Black Panther even knowing that.
Yep.
And then also Marvel Girl and Psylocke, who are also telepaths.
Yeah. I love the Shadow King in the various times that he's interacted with the X-Men, Black Panther. Like it's a really cool thread.
You love Shadow King because you love Matt Smith, and fezzes are cool.
Matt Smith and fezzes are cool.
Because Shadow King is totally... Shadow King, let me explain to you. Shadow King is Kingpin from Daredevil Well, really from like the Spider-Man animated series with the white suit, but he wears a fez.
Yeah, which is awesome.
And he looks really. He's like this short, super fat dude, and he's not short. He's 6 feet tall. But let's see. What is his
more
profile?
To the point of, if you recall, even the X-Men animated series, which ages me, but basically, even for kids today, it's still amazing television. Like, go watch it.
It doesn't age you that bad because let's be real, it's on Hulu right now.
Oh,
and you should.
I need to get Hulu.
You should be watching it no matter your age because it's the best.
It is the best.
It's just the best.
Yeah. So love that the Shadow King is becoming a
but
part
he
of
can
this.
really quick just to round out his powers. He can also take an astral form, and he has a power called Anchor Host, which basically means that he can fully take over a host and essentially like disembody his own spirit to occupy someone else's body.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah. And like that has powerful implications.
Powerful.
I know. I realized how that came out, but
yeah, you nailed it.
Just for the world, and just who knows,
right.
It's really, you think of it similar, like, season 1, Jessica Jones, Purple Man. Yeah. Where it's just, he could be anyone. He could be anyone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same with the Shadow King. And it's just like, how do you beat someone who can be anyone? And even just saying like, you don't kill him by killing that person. And that's a powerful thing for a hero to combat. So.
Yeah, it's exciting. But it's coming out. That's coming out April 3rd. On FX at I believe the 10 p.m. Eastern time slot. And oh my gosh, I just got my next pineapple point. Pineapple.
All right, so just another little tidbit news. We'll say Disney is remaking Christopher Robin with Ewan McGregor. And so at first I'm just like, oh, Ewan McGregor, what's this movie? And then I realized, oh, it's a Disney movie with Pooh Bear.
It's Pooh Bear,
and it's just like, again, Disney just milking every beloved character, theme, show, whatever we have, knowing that we're at least going to give them enough money to produce another.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, sadly, that is enough for Papa Disney. But the best part is this trailer came out today, and the internet, of course, has already torn it apart. Where it's just like, it's basically like we've got Ted, just the talking bear passing like, pot, to Ewan McGregor. We've got
good.
It, like, Stephen King parodies. We've got a boxing match between Paddington and Bear and Winnie the Pooh. It's just like the internet has run with this in the most beautiful way possible. And so, yeah, just.
I love that. I love when the internet takes a thing and makes it makes a mockery of it.
Yes. And it's like, and we do it well. Like somehow people out there are just intelligent enough in the speed of the internet that it's just saying like, you know what? Hey, clap, hats off to you. Like I'm proud of you for what you've done there. So yeah. But that's really it. It's just something to bring a smile to your face. And I don't know if we're really going to end up talking more about the Christopher Robin movie.
No, I'm pretty set. I have zero feelings about it.
So let's just say that maybe that's the father in me that I'm like, ooh, what's this?
Ooh, Christopher Robin.
Oh, Christopher Robin. Then I'm like, cool. Well, like,
what if it comes to light that it's like a horror movie? And it's about this teddy bear that like gets possessed by a demon.
Yeah. I mean, probably it is, considering it's a talking bear in the real world, a stuffed bear. So it's just like, where did the bear come from that it's just popping up behind Ewan McGregor? So yeah, I think it has deep potential for a horror film, which actually would then probably bump it into something we would talk about. But if it just stays like Disney-fied, yeah, you'll probably never hear from it again. So enjoy this little clip. Go find it on the internet, and pineapple.
So the pineapple point that I just got, Netflix released today the first trailer for season 2 of Luke Cage. And it, I literally just found it during my last pineapple point while I was just opening my phone.
Love that.
And I'm watching the trailer with subtitles, which is why I really didn't have a lot to say about Christopher Robin.
Sure. No, nor would you need to say much. So that's not great.
But it looks like June 22nd is the date. It's going to be coming out on Netflix, obviously. Season 2 of Luke Cage. The trailer is super short. Maybe like 30-second trailer, but it looks intense, like super action-packed. A dude gets thrown off of a building. Like Luke Cage walks in a building and knocks like an AR-15 out of a dude's hands, like while he's unloading a magazine on Luke Cage. So I just tapped on it. It's 20 seconds long, so it's a really short trailer, but it looks pretty sick. So more news to come from that later. Luke Cage season 2, June 22nd, which means it's going to be the week before my birthday, which makes me happy because my birthday will be spent binging the rest of Luke Cage if I haven't finished it in those 4 days.
Very cool.
Pineapple.
All right. So, StarWars.com, Lucasfilms. Again, like, was The Last Jedi always coming out next week, Chris? Like, or did they release that quicker, as many films are releasing their films quicker, i.e. Avengers Infinity Wars? Because I feel like that's
You're referring to on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like for public ownership.
Yes, public ownership.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has been a trend to release them a lot sooner. And I think it has a lot to do with the movie itself, because I feel like I noticed there are some movies that take seemingly forever to get to.
I would agree.
Like 6 months at least to get to DVD. And I think that the thing in that is movies that don't explode opening weekend, or movies that have like a really sour opening weekend, and then like the groundswell starts getting up, and then like maybe the next 2 or 3 weekends are really solid. But it also has a lot to do, I think, with the international release schedule. Because
that makes sense.
You've got movies like Star Wars that'll release across the globe on the same day. Yeah. And then you have movies like movies that aren't as big of a deal, like Mission Impossible, for example. Yeah. I don't know if this is a perfect example, but we're going to use it as an example. Like that's not something that like all the 25-year-old bros in China are waiting for. Yeah. Like on the edge of their seat. But when it hits theaters, like they're going to have a bro day and they're going to go to the movie theater and watch that movie. So like they're not pining, the studios aren't pining to have that released on the exact same day. So maybe the international release schedule is a little staggered, and they wait for all the domestic gross and all the international gross to roll in before they say, okay, we're going to pull this from theaters. It's kind of reached past its prime, and then we're going to release it on Blu-ray so people can, or Blu-ray DVD digital. Blu-ray, DVD, and digital, so people can start buying. And it also
makes sense too, where if you think about like with the Oscars. So right now, Star Wars: The Last Jedi didn't really win anything, but it got the press of being nominated. Right. So now it's just saying like, hey, well, while we ride that front of mind train,
and the winners are going to take like the recent winners. I'll say that the ones that have come out more recently, like Dunkirk, which came out like beginning of last year, like that's not gonna like pop back up in a theater near you. No. But like maybe Shape of Water does, maybe Darkest Hour does, because I feel like Darkest Hour was in the theater for like a week and a half and it was gone.
I agree.
So maybe the winners will like kind of resurface in theaters, and that might have something because they have that recent press of the Oscars, which could potentially push their we're just going to keep calling it public ownership. It's going to push their public ownership release date back a little bit more.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I would say that's probably the bigger point, is just saying how Oscars and nominations and other things really drive films to kind of either hop back into theaters. And I think now in today's world, it's more, hey, put it on iTunes rather than put it back in theaters, because it's like saying, like, we would much rather say spend the $19, which is more than a movie ticket, but it's just saying I'll then own it and can watch it on my iPhone, can watch it on my tablet. Like, yeah. So that's more where people are making their money.
Yeah.
So pineapple.
So with me finding Luke Cage, finding that little tidbit of pineapple goodness, I now have one too many pineapple stories.
Hey, well, we can just get rid of mine as a non, sequitur, because you actually got the good ones prior to me getting the good ones.
Well, no, I have these two, and you have some good ones. So I have these two, but I can only talk about one. So I'm going to, because I really want you to talk about that last one. So I'm going to roll a D20, and if it's an even number, I'm going to do.
I love how we're doing
I'm going to do the first one. If it's an odd number, I'm going to do the second one.
Oh, thank you.
And then if you guys are lucky, we might have like a quick little pineapple segment, like at the end of the episode or something.
Bring it in.
Okay, so here we go. It's a 6. So Nick Offerman has joined the cast of Good Omens. Good Omens, we've talked about the Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett novel that's being made into a miniseries. He's going to be playing the U.S. ambassador and father of the child Warlock.
Love it.
It's super funny. Neil Gaiman actually posted to Twitter, because that's a thing that he does, which still kind of blows my mind a little bit. I never took him for like a Twitter guy.
Yeah,
but
he does it so well.
He posted a picture to Twitter with him and Nick Offerman just like hanging out. And they were on set and they were like giggling about Doctor Who and stuff like that, which was crazy. But Neil Gaiman said there may not be anyone alive who can deadpan a line quite as well as Nick Offerman. He's a terrific performer and has to say a lot of things in Good Omens that are particularly impossible to deliver with a straight face. Fortunately, Nick is not entirely human. So it's super exciting to see that happen. Nick Offerman will be without, at least according to the photo of him and Neil Gaiman, he will be without his signature stash, which, let's be real, he's without his signature stash most of the time. That was so true. That was just a thing that he did for
Parks and Rec.
With Ron Swanson's character.
Yeah.
But he's known so well for it. Because of his ability to deadpan a line, because he was good at that. He's so good at it. His stand-up is so fun to watch because it's so much the opposite of what you came to know and love in Ron Swanson. And Nick Offerman is kind of like whenever Ron Swanson gets like really excited and he has like the like the little weird giggle, like that's how Nick Offerman actually is. Like he's a silly, or at least in his stand up. I don't know him personally, so I can't speak to that. But but he is more like the goofy, silly kind of guy. In his stand-up, and it's really interesting to see. So I'm excited to see him joining the cast of Good Omens, coming back as, or not coming back, but coming on as the U.S. ambassador, and being that like kind of Ron Swanson-esque character. But yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Hopefully, that's going to be a great.
Panned out.
Oh man, hopefully it's a great series. It's I mean, the cast is just absolutely outstanding. So it would have to be a pretty terrible script, which I don't think is possible, for it to not be excellent. But we'll definitely stay tuned on that one, and you guys we'll keep you guys informed. Pineapple.
Yeah, so I'm noticing a theme that I hadn't really identified, but it's all about teaser trailers or trailers or clips.
All of yours. Yeah.
Yeah. So another
You just
one
went to
too that-
YouTube. That's what you did.
Yeah, that's basically, similar, but Mary Poppins, and again, Disney, because they just control the internet. And again, I willingly give them that control. So who's at fault? But Mary Poppins Returns is coming out, and Emily Blunt is starring as Mary Poppins. And, Disney does do a good teaser trailer. They just take a couple of clips where it's to say we're cued to this very windy day, and this father goes out with his son and is flying a kite, and in the original trailer you've got Emily Blunt with an umbrella flying through the skies, and they all look shocked. But the best part is, again, with the internet, people took that
with the internet.
Yondu now is the Mary Poppins clip, and it's like
I'm Mary
Poppins bitch. And I realized I was about to swear, but you get where I was going with that. And it's
so good.
30 seconds of beautiful internet just at its best. And there's going to be a whole movie.
Well, in Disney,
potential for that.
Disney did that to themselves.
They really did. They set themselves up
because they own Marvel now.
Yeah.
So they made that joke in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And then coming into this, the way that they made the trailer, this super serious, super I don't want to say ominous, but just like stirring trailer, very, very not chilling, but just like whatever like the happy version of chilling is.
Sure.
But also a little bit melancholy. It's got a darker theme, and then at the very last moment, there's a long wide shot of Mary Poppins, coming out of this storm.
Yes.
So it's like,
and
it's small enough.
It's not it has a happy movie to it, but it's
and it's small enough. Like Mary Poppins is small enough in that scene.
You could do whatever
to very easily like drop Yondu in,
kind of
shoddily, and it still look good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's just pixelated. It's whatever, but they don't have to try hard because Disney made it so easy.
Made it just handed it to them.
Yeah. So pineapple.
All right, the last thing. So I've expressed my hesitation with Solo. Gosh, I hate calling it that with the Han Solo movie.
It just hurts.
It really does. But I've expressed my hesitancy, my less than excitedness with the Han Solo movie. Yeah. And it was not announced, but it kind of has unfolded over the last couple days.
Yeah. We'll say leaked out.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Where the character posters for the Han Solo movie, which in fairness look dope.
They really do.
They're super neat. But it's come to light that those are like pretty blatant ripoffs of the legacy recording album covers from Sony Music. Hakeem Bahos. I definitely mispronounced that.
He's listening. He'll call in and tell us how to pronounce it.
We're just going to say Hakeem. Hakeem created them in 2015 for Sony Music France. And it's really interesting because it's like funk and soul, electro funk, and there's another one that I can't remember because I don't have them pulled up in front of me right now. But like they are the exact same colors as the Han Solo, Lando, Kira, and Chewie. Jazz is the other one. I pulled them up. But like they're the same colors. Han Solo is funk with red. Lando is jazz in blue. Kira is electronic funk in purple, and Chewie is soul in yellowish hues. But they are blatant. Yeah. Like when I heard like, oh yeah, the covers were ripped off, I was like, yeah, I doubt it. Like it's probably close because like that's a fairly common thing to do. Correct. Using text as like essentially a negative space.
Yeah.
Or like a cutout, which like that happens. That's common. But like when I pulled them up, it was painful.
It's undeniable.
Yeah.
It's just like even just the way it's tattered paper, like
yeah,
kind of
it's weathered paper.
We'll say like tea stained, almost kind of a look to it. And it's just weathered paper. Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, and he is Hakeem is pissed.
Yeah.
And he is super not happy, as he should be, because there is a multi-billion-dollar company ripping off his artwork, and he's not seeing a dime.
Yeah.
But he did write out. He posted on social media that left the official posters of the next Star Wars Disney. The compiles which I made in 2015 for Sony Music. And I'm kind of paraphrasing this because it's a little bit of broken English. But Legacy Recordings France, following the brief of project leader
Romain. Just go with Romain.
Romain. We're just going to go with Romain. I'm flat, and then this second part is the best. I am flattered that the quality of my work is recognized, but it is still pure and simple forgery.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like how like that them's fighting words.
Uh-huh.
Forgery is a strong word. And that being said, I don't disagree.
No, I don't either.
Like forgery for sure. But then he says, I have not been asked for my position. I wish to be credited and paid for this work that I have done for Sony.
Attaboy.
Oh my God. Like, dude just bowed his chest at Disney.
Yeah.
What?
Which is a big thing to do. Like, you don't just do that to anyone.
Oh, no. No. And like... Yeah. And the thing about it is, like, even the positions are kind of like not the positions, the
angles of like
where, not the positions that they're standing in, but the positions that their bodies are in comparison to the Sony Music album covers. Like they're very similar.
Yes.
But really, really interesting. I just can't unsee that.
No,
and
the
frankly,
moment you see it, and like he's got a case, you know.
Yeah, frankly, I lose a lot of respect for Disney.
Yeah.
Specifically, the designer that did it, because somebody was like, "Man, that looks super cool. I'm gonna do that," and they just like straight up ripped it off and then passed it in. Or like maybe even showed it to somebody just like as a cool thing. Like, look at this cool thing. Doesn't this look neat? But like didn't raise your hand when somebody was like, yeah, we're going to go with that. Like you didn't say like, oh, well, I kind of stole that like straight up.
Yeah.
But
and that's when you really got it. That's exact process.
And that's when you need to open your mouth. That's when you need to raise your hand and be like, hey guys, I know this looks really cool, but like we super can't use this.
Yeah.
But anyways, I really hope that Hakeem gets his dues, because it is fantastic artwork. He did a I'm assuming it's a he. He did an amazing job with the Sony Music album covers, the Legacy Recording France. They look great, and I think that he deserves that credit. And I really hope that Disney is willing to put their pride aside, especially for a design that's been around for 3 years. And say, you know what, we were in the wrong on this. Here's you like a big old fat check. Fingers crossed. I doubt Disney will do that, but we'll see. Pineapple. Yeah. And that is it. That is it for the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like we talked about at the beginning of the show, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Between the Cons. Check out our website, betweenthecons.com. And you can stream our episodes online. You can link out to our social media sites, do all that good stuff on there. Make sure you subscribe to the show, betweenthecons.com/subscribe, and you will get a fresh new half-hour-ish episode every Monday and Thursday. Sometimes they run a little long.
No, they do. They do.
Yeah. And if you like our theme music, our segues, check out Afixa at betweenthecons.com/bandcamp. And that'll take you to his Bandcamp page where you can peruse his musics and buy all his things. And yeah, that all being said, you guys have a great weekend. We will talk to you next week. Stay classy, stay frosty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dear James Cameron, please stop making Terminator movies.
Oh my gosh. Just awful.